Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Attack on Show. I'm your host, Robbie. It's the series that helps you find what to watch both in the movie theaters and on TV, along with introducing you to new music that you'll enjoy. Today we have a very special episode. We have a guest in studio. Johnny Norander of Distant Fires is here, and he's going to put on a live musical performance for you. So stick around, you're going to want to see it. He also wanted to participate in Be Kind Rewind, so we have a lot of fun coming your way. Before we get to that though, we're going to start off with some Movie Maniac Minute. So go ahead and start the clock. First up, Eddie Murphy himself has released an update on Beverly Hills Cop 4. He will be back as Axel Foley, the loved character from Detroit. That's right, after the stalled TV series in 2011 that Sean Ryan was attached to and Eddie Murphy was supposed to play the father to his son. Also, there was a possible sequel in 2016 that Brett Ratner was attached to that obviously didn't come to fruition. Stick around, we will update you as we find out more information on this film. Next up, the trailer for 6 Underground was just released today, starring Ryan Reynolds. This movie looks awesome. It's the Michael Bay directed film that we've been waiting for, except the only surprise is it doesn't look like it's heading to theaters. It's only going to Netflix. So I'm not sure how those explosions are gonna look on my small screen TV. And finally, we're gonna wrap things up with a Matt Reeves Batman update. The new rumor is that Nightwing or Robin may appear in the film. This, along with the rumor of Jonah Hill playing a yet-to-be-determined villain, this movie's definitely looking to be something special, so I'm excited to see what Matt Reeves put together. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time I've got. I'm Robbie, that's Movie Maniac Minute, and it is time to start Attack on Show. All right, as promised, we've got Johnny Norander of Distant Fire here today. Johnny, thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely, man.
This is
Thank
awesome
you for
having
having
you.
me.
Of course, as I promised, we do have a song coming up here to end the show, so stick around. But first, Johnny is such a fan of Attack on Show. You wanted to have some fun and do Be Kind Rewind. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what was your pick?
I'm picking Garden State.
Awesome. So, Garden State, a great movie. That's your all-time favorite film. What stands out to you about this movie? Why this one?
I feel like it was probably just one of the first like indie films I've seen, and it came out right at the time of like a period of adolescence for me.
Okay.
To where seeing kind of a more different take on a love story that really stuck with me.
Very unique take.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a 2004 film. I always look at this film as it's scary. It's Zach Braff's written and directorial debut, and he stars in it. And it's like the guy set himself up for failure because the movie was so good. I remember watching it saying, "No way can you follow something up better than this."
It's like you can't. You can't go higher than that.
I don't know how you do.
I don't know. It's such a great film, and Zach Braff's performance in it is phenomenal. Natalie Portman is
always amazing.
Great.
You know what I do when I feel completely unoriginal? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, pretty much everything she touches is great.
I still blame Lucas for Star Wars. That was not her fault.
No,
everything she's good in.
No, everyone in those films overacted.
Yes. Yes, he tried to fix with editing. No, it's a great film. Peter Sarsgaard is in it, who is also a very well-driven actor, a very method actor that just always draws his characters out. The film premise, if you've not seen Garden State, it's basically Zach Braff has to come home because his mother has passed. And you're kind of thrown into this odd family situation where like his dad is a psychologist who wants to treat his son. Zach Braff's always been medicated his entire life. So when he comes home, he makes the decision that he's just not going to take medicine anymore.
Purposely left his medication in LA.
Right. He's an inspiring actor too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. To come home for his mother's funeral. Hasn't been home in, they say, like 12 years or something like that. And he just, I think the quote that he said, he's like, I'm going to take a little vacation. And he just goes off on this like crazy love story adventure. And
he meets Natalie Portman at the hospital, and he's waiting to see the doctor. He meets her in the waiting room, and just the immediate connection between the two, the chemistry between Natalie Portman and Zach Braff in this film just always stood out to me. It was just such a cute, quirky relationship that they didn't like overdo the love like story. They didn't push it on you. It just felt natural watching the way these two interacted, and it wasn't even really quite relationship throughout the movie. It was just they were around each other, and you felt that these two needed to be together watching it.
He likes me.
Don't be cute.
He's my knight in shining armor.
Don't talk about knights in front of Mark. It's a sore subject.
And it was just so well done.
And that's that scene where they meet each other is the first time I ever heard the shins.
Gold teeth and a curse for this town. We're all in my mouth. Only I don't know that.
The shins, yes.
That changed my music spectrum. And I was like, oh, that whole soundtrack is phenomenal.
And that was going to be my segues. It was great. When you picked this, I do put Garden State in like my top 3 soundtracks of all movies that are out there.
Absolutely.
And so it was great. You know, you're a musician coming on the show for music, and then I asked, what's your favorite movie? And you picked Garden State, which I've been wanting to cover on the show. And it's yes, the soundtrack to this film it's amazing. And the music's just timed, is used so well throughout the film. It's perfectly timed, as how I'm trying to say. Throughout the film, that when the song connects, it just generates such an emotion at that point that I don't think you even realize.
Exactly.
I can tap dance. You want to see me tap dance?
I would love to see you tap dance.
What if you catch me? Where would we lay?
But it moves you through the movie.
The songs are perfectly picked at the right time when they need to be, or when they show up, like in the movie. And a soundtrack can make or break a movie.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
If you can have a great story, but if you don't have the right soundtrack and the right vibes to go with each scene, then your movie's garbage.
Yes.
Bones sinking like stones, all that we fall for.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I credit Zach Braff's writing, the directing, the way that he incorporated all this together. Like I said, he set himself up for failure because it's just everything about this movie is just done perfectly.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
I don't know how you top it. And I honestly, unfortunately, I don't think he ever really did, because I would get excited when I see like another Zach Braff directed movie coming out, or written movie, and they were good. But it's hard to...
I saw a couple of his other films after Garden State, and I was excited to go see them.
Yeah.
Because his directing, writing, producing, and it's great. And he wrote a couple episodes of Scrubs.
Yes.
And
always
directed
great
a
on
couple
Scrubs.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. And a lot of the music that he picked for Garden State, like some of those songs he would like pepper into certain Scrubs episodes and stuff like that. But
Scrubs always had a good soundtrack.
Oh
throughout.
yeah. But his other movies, I was like, they were good. And it just didn't.
Yes.
They just didn't hold a candle.
You went in expecting Garden State, and you walked out satisfied, but it wasn't Garden State.
Exactly.
Which isn't fair. You're not supposed to compare children, but everyone's got a favorite. It's great from beginning to end. I would highly recommend. It was a great pick for you to pick Garden State. I'm actually. This was not a setup. He totally picked it on his own. But definitely, if you've not seen Garden State, you're going to want to scan through either Netflix or Amazon Prime, see if it's on there, and check out Garden State with Zach Braff. You will definitely enjoy. So we're going to skip to the next segment now. We're going to get to know the artist. This is really cool. I'm excited. All right, so we've been promising all along. We've got Johnny Norander of Distant Fires here. We're going to get to know him before the performance. I know you're all waiting. I'm waiting. I'm really excited to hear what you're going to sing. I tried to prep him for a few songs, but I don't know if he's going to pull them off. We'll wait to find out if he's going to do the request. But no, I'm excited. I got to meet you at the Royal Star Film Festival.
Yeah.
You did a performance there.
Time.
That was a great time, right?
It was a great show, great night.
Now, how'd you get connected with that?
I know Nicole Easton.
The VP.
Yeah, Vice President. I know her through frequenting karaoke.
Oh, okay.
So
you're the guy I don't want to karaoke after, because when you get up there, I'm not going to sound good.
I mean, it's all about having fun.
Yes.
I love singing karaoke. Everyone should and it's like, oh yeah, I don't sing karaoke because I can't sing. Like, It's a lie. Everyone can sing. It's all about having fun.
Right. And by the time I get up there at the end of the night, I can't hear straight anyway. So I think I sound great.
Everyone needs a couple. Usually everyone needs a couple before they head up there.
So what's your sound? You did a song there, and I was blown away by it, and it stuck in my head probably the rest of that night and the next day till I could figure out your sound. I'm a huge City and Color fan, and you had a sound that I listened, and I would say I couldn't put my finger. I thought City and Color, but you had a little bit more edge to it. It took me back to this is how I'm going to show I'm a City and Color geek, Dallas Green geek fan. Pelican Blue was his original band before he actually even started Alexis on Fire. Mm-hmm. Your sound reminded me of that Pelican Blue feel of where it's like, man, like the style was awesome. Your vocals are on point, and I was really blown away by it.
No one has ever brought that up.
No.
Like whenever someone is like, "Oh, I feel like you kind of sound a little bit like this." Like I've never heard.
Heard that one.
I've never heard that comparison.
Oh,
so
good.
I'm flattered. That's great.
Dallas Green's amazing, but your vocals are there, and it was great listening. I love acoustic music. I always talk about acoustic sound on here, and it was really well done. I mean, what is your inspiration? Like, what artists inspire you coming through?
I grew up. I grew up just kind of finding my own sound and what I like, and when I first started writing music by myself.
Now, how old were you at that age? Like, when did this start?
12.
Oh, wow.
13
Okay,
was
good.
when I started like writing my own stuff, and I had like, I was in bands like my entire life. It was like just being a bunch of my friends, just messing around, write some songs. Was in a regionally touring band for like almost 7 years.
How's the touring experience? Gruesome?
You know what? It's stressful and it's long drives.
But it's got to be an amazing experience,
driving,
I imagine.
I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. Touring was amazing.
So what region? Where did you guys go?
Mostly Midwest, East Coast kind of stuff.
Very cool.
The farthest west we went was Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay.
And a little town called Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Middle of nowhere. Probably one of the biggest shows we ever played.
Really?
Yeah. But
now, did you have an idea? I guess when you're touring like that, do you have an idea of what you're walking into in some of these shows, or some like that where you walk in and you're like, whoa?
Not too much. We have our like kind of a couple like we used to have like a couple like mainstay like destinations.
Okay.
Like Aurora, Illinois was one of them. We had a pretty decent following there. Kokomo, Indiana was another big one. We had a pretty big following there. But, we played Cedar Rapids one time, and we were like, we don't even know where this place is.
Can't even find it. Google doesn't even know where we are.
We're pulling up to the venue, and it's like in the middle of nowhere. We're like, no one's going to be here. It was in some dude's garage.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, oh, my God. There was at least like 200 people like packed into this dude's garage.
That's awesome.
The middle of a cornfield.
That's about how many we have packed in the studio. You guys can't see right now, but
hello, Peanut Gallery.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah,
so then
great.
You toured a little bit there, and that was with a band. And then when did you decide that you're going to do the solo Distant Fires?
Once the old band broke up.
Did you guys say the band broke up?
Yeah, basically. We were called Call It Karma. You can find our old stuff on YouTube still.
Every time we speak, it kills me to talk to you.
So we split up, and then I stopped doing music for like a really long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just kind of take the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, it was just like, it's just the admitting defeat, and got a 9 to 5, and just did that for a couple years, and finally I kind of just woke up one day and I was like, I'm miserable.
Yeah.
I miss writing music, I miss performing, I miss being in the studio. So, and once you get a little bit older, it's hard to find the time to get, to get the band back together.
Right.
So my whole EP is called Reach.
Which you can find on Google. It's on...
it's on Google Play, Spotify, Apple Music.
All streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And that's 6 tracks on that, correct?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that whole EP was kind of based off of a it's kind of like a ride from beginning to end of one of my last relationships.
Oh, okay.
So,
does she know that?
Probably. I think so.
Okay.
I think she might. But yeah,
we'll find out if she's watching the show.
No, that was when we were together for a while, and then she moved to New York City.
Oh, okay.
To pursue her graduate degree. And so a couple of the songs are about how I deal with dealing with a long distance relationship. And when she left, that's when I kind of got the spark reignited.
Right.
And I just put pen to paper and just let it flow out. And it took me about like a year to write all of these songs.
Okay.
But that
were you
was
recording as you were writing as well,
or
you wrote them all first?
I wrote everything, and I wrote all 6 songs, and it was kind of just like it just was, at the time, was just an outlet for me to like sift through my emotions and get everything out that I was feeling. And I was like, you know what, I want to record one of these, at least one of these, and see how it goes. And then, like I said, my best friend Ross, he was the one I recorded one of my original demos with, and he's like, so what are you going to do with this? I was like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, you're gonna put it out there, you're gonna write more songs, you're gonna record, or are you talking marketing? What are you doing? And I was like, I'm just doing this for fun. He's like, don't just do it for fun. Don't just put out one song under a name and just say, oh, that's it.
Right.
So the longer I started writing everything, it started feeling more real and more serious. So I kind of just fell into this bag of I wasn't going to be taking music seriously again, and then it just kind of kept rolling. It snowballed into something that I forgot that I love to do.
Yeah.
So
it shows. I mean, the 6 tracks, as you run through them, the emotion and then the tempos and how they adjust, and then the story that's told, you definitely feel that going through the 6 tracks. And one of them, I'm gonna put you on the spot, because I did say my favorite track when you go to the EP was Encore, and I mentioned it to you, and you said that's funny because I think the one song that you did.
That's the one that's like the one that's, you know, one of these things is not like the others. It's like my one song that's a little experimental for me, because I've grown up and always have written, you know, like pop punk, rock, metal stuff.
And you feel you feel like the other songs, and then and
I have this one just like kind of acoustic R&B electro track.
You know, and that's what came to me listening to it, was like, man, it sounds like it's written by like The Weeknd, like it's a style, like the way you're singing the verses. I'm like, man, I could hear an R&B beat to it with the way that you were singing the lyrics to the song and the tempo, the beat of it, but then the acoustic sounded so well with it. So it just gave me that feeling of like, man, this is a really cool song. I love the style.
I've always wanted to write an R&B track, but I never really knew how to go about it. So we just kind of like. This was my experimental song.
Nice.
Just like experimented with my engineer in the studio, and we were just kind of like, these sound good together, and
well, keep experimenting, because
and then keeping the acoustic in there and not just making it solely just 808s and MIDI sounds and stuff like that. I've kept part of my, you know, my roots in the song. So
no, I really like the track, and this is what closes it out. You know, the EP, which is really good. So definitely, you guys are gonna want to go check your Spotify, Google, look up Distant Fires. You're gonna want to check out Johnny Norander's EP on there. It's an awesome. I definitely attack or approve it here, so you guys are gonna want to check it out.
Awesome.
But before we get to your performance, we have something very important to get before, or to do before we get to that.
All right.
We've got your 5 questions to see if you achieve attacker status. So. Very tough questions.
Okay.
I hope you answer them correctly. I want you to achieve attacker status. So here we go. Number 1, what is a better movie band? Stillwater. I don't know if you've ever seen Almost Famous.
Oh, yeah.
Or Eddie and the Cruisers. Who's better?
Oh, who's better? Who's a better band?
Yeah.
I'm going to go... I do love Stillwater because it has that kind of like... One of my favorite bands of all time is Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And they have that Zeppelin
sound,
feel, but like I love Eddie and the Cruisers.
Right?
That's such a great film.
And Eddie's Return? I mean...
Oh my God, it's such a great film.
So we're going to go with Eddie and the Cruisers?
I'm going with Eddie.
Eddie and the Cruisers, that wins. All right. Number 2. You're exacting revenge. Who do you have at your side? John Wick or El Mariachi from Desperado?
John Wick.
Yeah.
John Wick.
That guy's got a kill count
All
like
day.
no other. I think someone did the math and he's killed more people than like Michael Myers and Jason already.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And I also don't doubt that at all.
I want a crossover between the two. I think that'd be a cool crossover. Have those two cross paths.
That would be great. Freddy versus Jason style, but
Yep. Just
Michael
the headshots.
Michael versus John Wick.
That'd be good.
That would be sick.
I still put my money on John Wick.
Oh yeah.
All right, number 3. This is where we ask you. We're going to give you an original movie and a remake, and you decide which one was better. Ooh, okay. The original here being WALL-E, and the remake being Tom Cruise's Oblivion. Which one was a better movie?
I'm gonna go Oblivion.
Oblivion? That was a good movie.
That was
I liked
really
it.
good.
I really like WALL-E though. But
WALL-E is great.
Similar in plot. It's funny when you watch them now how similar they are. Like one person's left behind to clean up, and yeah, it's kind of funny. So number 4, who's a better singer, Bradley Cooper or Joaquin Phoenix? 2 movie stars that played music.
Wow, yeah. Walk the Line is a really great film.
I loved his renditions of Johnny
honestly,
Cash.
His Johnny Cash impression while singing is
spot on.
Impressive.
Yeah.
But I might have to say Bradley Cooper. Because that soundtrack also was fantastic.
Very good movie. I was really upset when he didn't win against the Queen movie because at least he did sing. Like he did sing. They were lip singing, so I thought that should have tipped it over the edge, but I'm not the Oscars. So we give you an attacker award there, Bradley. So number 5, final question. You're doing really well here. I'm optimistic about this. If you could open for any band, who would it be?
Dashboard Confessional.
That was who I had. So awesome! You achieve attacker status. This is awesome. So I think I've been waiting for this, so I'm going to get through this. This is going to be Attack on Shows I Miss MTV's Unplugged.
I love it. Hey guys, once again, my name's Johnny Norander of Distant Fires, and this is my song called Heartbeat Symphony. We used to say that we were so scared of moving too fast, but just look at us now. We're floating miles above the ground, looking back upon this past year and all the things that we have done, all the memories we made. There's no question I'm in love. You're with me. It's been a long while since I've been inspired. Honestly, your eyes are the only thing I want to see when the day expires. Hop that flight to New York City. Won't be long before I meet you there. Until then, I'll be waiting patiently, hoping that you will take care of the heart you took with you. Oh, I'll miss the days we used to share. My fingers rushing through your hair, your voice, your scent, your smile, they consume me. No, I can't seem to shut my eyes at night with all these thoughts I keep. When your heartbeat was the symphony that would sing me
tell you to stay. But I have this inclination about our situation. Guess all I have left to say is go ahead and take your time. Our love it will not subside. I'm counting down the days. Go ahead, take your time. Don't forget all you've left behind. I'm counting down the days until I'm back in your arms. Your arms to stay. Your arms to stay.
Awesome, man. That was awesome. Johnny Norander, everybody, how awesome was that? Johnny, for the performance and coming on the show, not only do you get your take-home whiskey Attack on Show
little
glass, but for performing, you also get this pretty wicked Attack on Show button. So, I mean, we stepped it up big for
guitar
you.
bag.
Everybody, give it up for Johnny Norander. Check him out, Distant Fires, all streaming services, YouTube. Check out his performance, all right? As always, I'm Robbie, Johnny Norander, Distant Fires. This is Attack on Show.
Breathe in for luck, breathe in so deep. This air is blessed. You share with me. This night is wild, so calm, and all these hearts they race from self-control. Your legs are smooth as they raise mine. We're doing fine, we're doing nothing at. My hopes are so high that your kiss might kill me. So won't you kill me, so I die happy. My heart is yours to fill or burst, to break or bury. Where is jewelry? Which part you prefer? The words are hushed, it's not yet busted. Just lay entwined here, undiscovered. Safe and near from all the stupid questions. Hey, did you get some? Man, that is so dumb. Stay quiet, stay near, stay close, we can't hear, so we can get some. My hopes are so high that your kiss might kill me. So won't you kill me, so I die happy. My heart is yours to fill or burst, to break or bury. Where is jewelry? Whichever you prefer. Hands down, this is the best day I can ever remember. And always remember the sound of the stereo, the dim of the soft lights, the scent of your hair that you swirl in your fingers, and the time on the clock when we realize it's so late, and there's a walk that we share together. The streets were wet and the gate was locked, such a dead, and I let you in, and you stood at your door with your hand on my waist, and you kissed me like you meant it, and I knew that you meant it, that you meant it, that you meant it, and I knew that you meant it, that you your mindset.
Yeah! Awesome.